Hello students, how are you all? So today we are going to learn about how to measure the pH of any solution. In the previous lecture, we have learned about what do we mean by pH and how the concentration of the solution can be measured. So we have a pH scale from 0 to 14 which indicates us whether the given solution is acid, whether the given solution is base, or whether the given solution is neutral. So let us revise what was pH. So pH is generally from 0 to 14, clear, and in between there is 7. So less than 7, the pH is a value of any solution. There are many things by which we can measure the pH of any solution, and that pH indicates whether the given solution is acidic. pH scale, the lowest value of pH can be 0, the highest value of pH of any solution can be 14. What do we mean by pH? Potence of hydrogen, that is potential of hydrogen or amount of hydrogen present in the solution. So if the pH is less than 7, if pH is less than 7, then the solution is acidic, clear. If the pH is equal to 7, then the solution is neutral. If the pH is more than 7 or greater than 7, then the solution is basic. So below 7 it is acidic, greater than 7 it is basic, exactly at 7 it is neutral. So now we know that if the pH is less than 7, then I have also said it can be also 6.9999. Even if it is 6.9999, then also the solution will be acidic because it is less than 7. If the pH of any solution is 7.0001, it is slightly more than 7, but it is more than 7, then the solution will be basic. Clear. Only at exact value of 7 the solution will be neutral, otherwise it will be acidic or otherwise it will be basic. Clear. So now I have solution A and solution B. Solution A has pH is equals to 2 and solution B has pH is equals to 5. Then which of the following is acidic? Which of the following is acidic? Solution A or solution B? It has a pH 2 less than 7, so it is acidic. It has pH 5 less than 7. Oh, both of them are acidic. But which one is more acidic? The solution having the lower pH will be more acidic. Here it is 2 less than 5. So as we move towards the 0, then the solution will be more acidic. Clear. As we move towards the 14, then the solution will be more basic. If there are solution C and solution D, solution C having pH is equals to 10 and solution D having pH is equals to 12. Which one is basic? Both of them are basic as they are more than 7. The value of pH is greater than 7. But which one will be more basic? This one will be more basic. Both of them are basic, but this one will be more basic, and here this one will be more acidic. So lower the pH, more the acidic the solution will be. The higher the pH, the more the basic solution will be. Clear? Now we have to remember this. Now, how can we measure pH? So there are few methods by which we can measure the pH. The first one is by using litmus paper. By using litmus paper. How many litmus paper we have? We have two types of litmus paper, that is red litmus paper and we have a blue litmus paper. Clear? So if the red litmus paper turns, so red litmus paper remains red but the blue turns into the red, then the solution will be acidic. If the red litmus paper turns to the blue, then it will be basic solution. Then it will be basic solution and the blue litmus paper remains blue in the basic solution. If red litmus paper remains red and blue also remains blue, then the solution will be neutral. Then the solution will be neutral. We quite know that if the red litmus paper remains red and blue turns to the red, then the solution will be acid. If the red litmus turns to the blue and blue also remains blue, then it is basic solution. But there is no change in the red, neither there is a change in the blue, then the solution will be neutral. So here we can say that the solution is less than 7. Solution has the pH less than 7. We can say here the solution has pH greater than 7, and we can say that here the solution has pH equals to 7. So there, by using the litmus paper, we can know the solution of the pH, either it is less than 7, greater than 7, or equal to 7. But we cannot have an exact value of pH of any solution by using litmus paper. So we do not have any exact value. We cannot have the exact value of the pH of any solution by using litmus paper. Then we can use the another type of paper, especially known as pH paper. Especially known as pH paper. Clear? Getting it? So especially known as pH paper. pH paper is a type of paper specially used to find out the pH of any solution. Is specially used to find out the pH of any solution. It is slight creamish yellow in color. It is slight creamish yellow in color. So now pH paper is slight creamish yellow in color. Now as and when you dip the pH paper into the solution, the color of the paper changes. As and when you dip the pH paper into the solution, then the color of this paper changes. If the color turns out to be the pink, then the pH of the solution will be equals to 2. If the color turns out to be the green, then the pH of the solution will be equals to 7. If the color turns out to be the blue, then it will be pH will be equals to suppose 11 or more than 11. Clear? So these are the pH. It means for different colors they will have different pH. Orange, yellow, blue, violet, indigo, pink, red. So we have different types of colors. The paper will change its color into the different colors. And according to the type of color, according to the color, we can say that the solution has this much pH. But how can we remember? There are many different types of colors. How can we remember? Can you remember this 3-1? If pink is equals to 2, green is equals to 7, and blue is equals to 11. Yes or no? Just remember these 3. Just remember these 3. I will also make sure that you will be able to remember all the colors before this lecture is completed. Clear? So first of all, remember these 3. Pink is equals to 2, green is equals to 7, and blue, if the pH paper turns to the blue, then the pH will be equals to 11. So now besides pH paper, we also have a third indicator. We also have a third indicator known as universal indicator. Known as universal indicator. Clear? Also known as universal indicator. Universal indicator is a solution. It is a liquid solution. So as and when we add few drops of universal indicator to any of the solution, as and when we add few drops of universal solution to any of the indicator, then the solution, the color of the solution changes. Here the color of the paper changes, but because of universal indicator, color of the solution changes. Clear? Color of the solution changes, and depending upon the color, we can say that the solution has the following pH. For example, if the color of the solution changes to the 2 or the color of the solution changes to the pink, then the solution has pH 2. If the color of the solution changes to the green, then the solution has pH is equals to 7. And if the color of the solution changes to the blue, then the solution has a pH is equals to 11. Clear? So these 3 things, these 3 colors remains the same for pH paper as well as for universal indicator. But here the color of the paper changes, and by using universal indicator, the color of the solution changes. Clear? Getting it? Quite clear? So what is the universal indicator in pH paper? They have different colors. They forms the different colors when mixed with the any solution, and depending upon the color, we can say that the solution has the following pH. It has the following pH. But now remember, what are the colors? What are the colors formed during the rainbow? What are the colors? There are 7 colors formed during the rainbow. And what are those colors? That is VIBGYOR. That is VIBGYOR. What is VIBGYOR? Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. These are the colors formed during the rainbow. VIBGYOR. Now if you remember this VIBGYOR, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, then you will be quite easy for you to remember what are the colors formed and what are the pH you obtain. See, now green is equals to 7. Here it is 0. Here it is 14. So these colors are known as the bright colors. These colors are known as the bright colors. These colors are known as the dark colors. So if you obtain the dark colors, then the solution will be obviously basic. Then the solution will be obviously basic and the pH value of that solution will be greater than 7. The darker the color, if you move towards to the violet, then the solution will be almost equals to 14. If you move towards to the red, then the solution will be equals to 0. Now red, orange, yellow, clear. So what do we mean by the bright colors and what do we mean by the dark colors? What do we mean by the dark colors? If we make the blue darker and darker, if we obtain the blue can also be the light blue, but if you increase its color, if you increase the amount of blueness, then ultimately it will be equals to the black. It will be equals to the black. So these are known as the dark colors. If the dark blue, it is very dark blue, then it will be equals to black. Dark indigo, then it will be equals to black. Dark violet, then it will be equals to black. But if you take the dark yellow, then it can never be equals to the black. There can be also dark yellow, but it will be even brighter. It will be even brighter. So they are known as bright colors, not the dark colors. So these are the bright colors and these are the dark colors. Bright color indicates acidic solution. And the dark color indicates basic solution. Dark color indicates basic solution. So there is no perfect way of measuring any pH, but there are dark colors and basic colors. So you can have the approximation. Said if it is pink, then pink can be around red, light red or something. So that is pink, then the solution will be obviously acidic. Clear? Getting it? Yes or no? So accordingly, let us take an example. There is a solution A and solution A. When universal indicator is added into the solution A, then the color of the solution turns to the orange. Color of the solution changes to the orange. Then what can be the pH of that solution? There are the examples. Option A, either it is 6. Option B, either it is 4, either it is equals to 7, or either it is equals to the 11. Clear? So if the solution is changed into the orange color by adding the universal indicator, then what can be the pH of the solution? As it is orange, it is a bright color, then the solution of the pH will be less than 7. So this cannot be the answer. As it is acidic solution, it is 7 and it is greater than 7. It can be always less than 7 because it is acidic. Now in these two, so either it is 6 or it can be 4. So now whether it is 6 or 4, so check out whether it is 6 or 4. So here we can say that if it is yellow, then it will be near to 7. So near to 7 can be 6 and orange can be obviously less than 6. So it will be equals to the 4. So we cannot say exactly which color it will be, but approximation can be done by using the VIBGYOR. By approximation can be done. If it would be yellow, then we would have chosen 6. But as it is orange, we will be choosing 4. Clear? If it was yellow, we would have chosen 6. And as it is orange, we have chosen 4. Or any other number less than 6. So here it is approximation. Now, all the three methods, litmus paper only say that whether the given solution has a pH less than 7, greater than 7 or equal to 7. pH paper and universal indicator cannot say the exact value of pH. So pH can be even in the 2.5. So if the color of the solution changes to the 2, or if the color of the pH paper changes to the pink, then the solution has the pH 2. If the color changes to the pink, then the pH has 2. But as we know that there are many shades of pink, there can be many different types of pink. Clear? Especially we ask to the girls, then there are many different types of pinks. It can be light pink, dark pink, red pink, magenta pink, falana pink, dimka pink, baby pink, peach pink. Clear? So there are many different types of pink. And for which pink color we have to choose the pH is equals to 2. Clear? So it can have the approximate value, it cannot have the exact value, it can only have the approximate value. We do not have an exact value by seeing the color of the solution. Clear? By seeing the color of the solution we cannot have the exact value, we have only approximate value. And so none of this is litmus paper, pH paper or universal indicator, none of the three indicators can have the exact value. Yes, but instead of litmus paper we can use pH paper and we can have more precise value than the litmus paper. Clear? So what if I want to measure the exact value of the pH? What if I want to measure the exact value of pH? And why we need that much exact value of pH? But because of during the preparation of the medicines or any especially eating food items, then we need to maintain the exact pH value. It can be even in the point 2.35, then it should be 2.35 only, especially during the formation of the medicines, during the preparation of the medicines. So for the exact for knowing the exact value of the pH, we have a pH meter. We have a pH meter. So by using that pH meter, we can find the exact value of any solution, which by using pH meter. So nothing to remember except that by using pH meter we can find the exact value of pH of any solution. Clear? That's it. How to use it, how does it look like, how to remember it, how to perform the activities by using nothing. Just by using the pH meter we can find the exact value of pH of any solution. That's it. These three methods, litmus paper is not at all precise, pH paper and universal indicator are somewhat more accurate than the litmus paper, and pH meter has the exact, accurate and perfect value of pH of any solution. Clear? Yes, they are based on the colors. There can be different people sees the different colors and the same thing. If I am seeing the dark pink, then the girls might be seeing the another color. Clear? If I am seeing the green, then there are also different types of shades of green. If I am seeing blue, then are the different shades of blue. Clear? So at the same thing, only in the same solution the different people can see the different colors. So we cannot rely on the colors of the solution. So we need the pH meter for finding the exact value of any solution. Clear? But what is the importance? But why we need to measure this solution? Why we need to measure the pH of any solution? Why we want to know the pH of any solution? Why we want to know this? So there is many importance of the pH. As and when the first importance I saw that during the formation of the drugs, that is medicines, we need the exact value of pH of any solution. Clear? And there are many much more importance, not only in this commercial field, in our daily life. There is a very high importance of the pH in our daily life. So what is the importance of pH in our daily life, that we are going to learn in the next lecture. Just complete the whole thing, that what do we mean by the pH. Just revise through the last lecture, what do we mean by the pH, how to measure the pH of any solution. In the last lecture I have told you, in the next lecture we are going to learn about how to measure the pH. So if you have believed me, then today we are learn that how to measure the pH of any solution. So in the next lecture we are also going to learn about what is the use, what is the importance of the pH in our daily life. In the commercial field it is a very large importance, but what is the importance of pH in our daily life, that we are going to learn in the next lecture. But before that, go through this concept thoroughly, prepare it very well, write it in your classwork, one time in your homework. Thank you very much, beta.